What's up YouTube, it's your boy Shosaga back with another video, and today we're talking about Fairy Tail. I've talked about this game for quite a while, and I think this is actually going to be the last video I talk about it without the actual game coming out, because I've made a couple of videos on it, just talking about it in general. And I mentioned in another video I was really waiting for Ghost to come out, and that game comes out before this game, since this game comes out at the end of the month. But here's the thing, yes, there's some things we need to know about the Fairy Tail game, and it's not really, a hot take. It's just, of course, it's not gonna look the best, because a lot of the anime games don't just look the best. I mean, I get it that they're supposed to have a cartoony style, and I get that, and it's pretty close to the actual style for Fairy Tail anime, so I'm not too mad about that. I mean, it is an anime game; you pretty much know what to expect. You can pretty much expect bad multiplayer. That's another standard in anime games. And my thing is, I haven't played any demo. I'm a man who actually does not like demos, because I feel like, you just need to play that and experience the full game. Now, this only applies to games that I don't know for sure if I'm getting. I know I'm getting Fairy Tail because I've always wanted to play a Fairy Tail game. There were some in Japan that were able to be imported, so I kind of wanted to play those. Never got a chance to. So, and obviously, I mean, the whole Fairy Tail setup, the world and everything is pretty much made to be a quest-based RPG. I mean, let's be real. You have so many different techniques and so many different powers in the show, and they basically take quests from the board and have their own ranking system. It's basically an RPG version of an anime, so that's great. But I mean, like I said, there are some things you should expect with this game, but to me, they're not a deal breaker. A lot of people are gonna say they're not gonna pay $60, which I definitely understand, because I don't think a lot of the anime games that released in today's standards should be costing anywhere around $60. I don't know if that's just worth, that's just nostalgia or what, but I feel like I would definitely pay $60 for Budokai 2 or Budokai 3 or Tenkaichi or any of those series from those old games, just because I feel like they had a great number of content. I feel like a lot of these days they leave off content in favor of stuff like DLC and stuff, and that kind of just kind of ruins the game for me. It's like, they don't work as hard, because they always thinking about what's the first DLC I'm gonna drop, so I can get this extra money. A company can get an extra millions off of just a $5 DLC. I mean, you bought the game for $60, and they've got plenty of money off that, and you love it, and you want to buy the DLC. So now, in some instances, I actually do love DLC and microtransactions, but in very specific cases. What I mean by specific cases is stuff like Monster Hunter, because they give us a lot of free stuff around. Like, they give us just an amazing amount of free content that really paying a couple of dollars for an expansion pack with even more stuff isn't really bad. Because they already gave us the content, I feel like, which is pretty much most of the game. So, with that being said, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we have, cut DLC already. I think there's already something announced. I haven't looked at it. I'm a man who really doesn't like spoilers, so, I really like to experience the game for the first time just by buying it. I will be doing a review on the channel, so I pretty much complete it, but, I think I'm gonna get it for Switch. And the reason I'm gonna get it for Switch, and here's the thing. So I have a video series on the channel I like to do from time to time. It's called Underrated, and I talk about games I feel like they don't get enough shine. They don't really get enough praise or enough light, and I think honestly they just don't. Like I said, they don't get enough shine. It's not enough knowledge about it. And one of the series I did was Trails of Cold Steel. The reason why I feel like Trails of Cold Steel doesn't get a lot of attention, that's in the video. I'm not gonna speak on that. That's pretty much in the video. But speaking of Trails of Cold Steel, I like to play certain games on Switch, and this ties into my whole Fairy Tail theory. I think RPGs that are made not great. I mean, they're not the best graphically. I think they all belong on Switch. I mean, don't get me wrong, look at Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest is beautiful, and I touched Dragon Quest on the Switch. I'm not gonna really get into that. That's gonna be another video, because honestly, that's a lot more to spend on that than just that. Just know this: I'm getting it on Switch just simply because I feel like You know, if you have a choice between to play a game that doesn't have great graphics and you have the ability to take it portable, that's such a big aspect. I feel like playing the game on Switch is just a way better experience than playing on PS4. That's my point to leave with that. You know, there will be a video out talking about my preference over certain games on Switch, certain games on PS4, but that's my preference on that. Like I said, I am kind of excited for this game. I don't expect it to be great. I know there's a lot of arcs being cut, so that's gonna be sad. I know there's gonna be, and I do say a lot of arcs being cut, but really they're just not being included. See, the thing about the fairy tale arcs though is that honestly it makes a lot of sense that they cutting a lot of arcs, because, you know, in general a fairy tale is not liked because it takes a huge gap to actually get into the anime. You know, much like other anime that I am actually a fan of, like One Piece, Gintama, it just doesn't really get into a lot of the good action until about 30 to 40, 50 episodes in. And for a lot of people, that's a deal breaker. You know, a lot of people watch an anime because they don't want something that's gonna build up. They want something that's gonna be like right now, so right here, right now. And that's not a bad thing by any means. It's not gonna get on that topic, but honestly, that makes a lot of sense why they're cutting all these arcs. Because to me, when I watched Fairy Tail, I didn't really enjoy the first 40 something episodes, and it got to 50 episodes. It got really, really good for a lot of episodes, and then it started to slow down for just a tiny little bit, and then eventually after that, they actually got to the island arc, which is the Tenro Island arc, where everybody's taking their advancement tests and stuff, and it got way hype again. And that's the arc they're actually starting with. And from that arc, and from that disappearance, like, not to spoil too much about the story before you play the game, but just know that it was a really great arc. And the tournament arc I feel like was the change for Fairy Tail. I feel like Fairy Tail got to a whole new level when they got to the tournament arc and all the arcs afterwards. So they are including those arcs, but I don't think they're including the final arc, which would not make much sense because they can probably squeeze out another game covering the entire final arc. They did say they would have a new original main story in it, so that's going to be interesting. It's going to have, of course, probably side quests, new stories, so that's going to be good. But as I said, this is my last video about this game before it actually releases, because honestly, it's not even really that, you know, that hype. You know, people not really talking about it. It's a game that's going to come out. So let me know how you guys feel about it in the comments down below, and I'll let you guys know how I feel in my next video. And I'll see you guys next video.